Okay, we are back with Cherie and Micha from the Aerial Company. Split Focus is their next dance film that we're showcasing at the Experimental Dance Film Festival. I just want to read the first line of your synopsis, and then you guys can. I have a question about it. So he said, "Split Focus is a captivating dance film that delves into the intricate relationship between self-perception and external projection." That makes a lot of sense when I watch the film, but what do you mean by when you say that in the first sentence?
Well, it has lots of different meanings for me, but it's really about that um, how we see ourselves and how we project ourselves are sometimes two different images,
Mhm.
and what we feel inside can be demons, but what we show outside may not look the same. So that internal perception, that how we perceive ourselves. Um, there's a split focus there, absolutely, between the two, um, as well as the split focus of who do you watch? Do you watch a dancer? Do you watch the shadow? Which is more important, you
Mhm.
know, for an audience?
So
So
that's what
that was
your
fun to
film
play with.
is. Your film is like is showing the dancer, but then there is their shadow that is the. It's like a shadow film. It's really interesting. So I want to get to obviously how you did it in the first place. But do you remember when you kind of when we came up with this concept? I want to do a dance film about shadows. Like I'm just being like general, of course, but.
This was a piece I did back in 2000, not ever thinking really about doing it as a film. But as the piece was performed and created, it felt like putting it on film would be really a great way of seeing it because through film, as you know, you can direct the eye to what you want it to be. And it's not just on the stage where people are seeing it from different angles. So I'm really focusing the angle on where we wanted it. And Mika really helped me create quite a bit on that.
And how many films have you and Mika worked on so far?
Well, this is our first dance film, but
Okay.
we have done other films together in our other life. Mika is an amazing storyteller, and I met him through doing films for real estate because that's my daytime job,
Okay.
my other job. And Mika was brought in. Well, we met what during COVID, right, Mika?
I believe they brought me in a week and a half before COVID hit. Yes.
Oh, oh, wow! And what a shock that was to the system, right?
Put
So
it mildly.
we during that period of time, no one could go and view homes, but you were trying to sell homes. So
Okay.
they wouldn't let people in for a time period. So we were, Mika switched gears from whatever he was thinking he was going to do with the company and started helping us create films about the homes and storytell. And so we've had a wonderful opportunity on numerous occasions to work together, storytelling about the person who lived there, about the home itself.
This
What,
did it was it successful in selling homes?
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we won a couple of Telly Awards on those too. So it was received well in that industry.
Are you
Um,
still using those videos to sell homes?
well, not
Those
those
type of
particular ones,
videos?
but we create new ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but those type that concept, that kind of blueprints.
The idea of storytelling to
Yeah.
sell a home, I think, is very valuable. And that's what Mika really looks at, right? And
Yeah,
interject
I mean,
here.
yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I can talk, so I don't want to talk too much,
Okay.
um, but in this specific case, outside of the film, of course, in this specific case, we connected, and I'm a bit of a industry changer. I'd like to go in and rattle things up and try and change things. So So I went into that situation and got a hazing real quick, and just I went to traditional filmmaking school, 16 millimeters. So I have some background in that, and so you know I'm just the kind of person that can walk into a place and start absorbing it, and you can make a kind of a story out of a bag of rocks. So in this case, they were empty houses, and um, what more more and more, I think people are realizing the value of storytelling as part of marketing.
Yeah.
Uh, and so, I just we went in and we started creating stories. And one of those particular stories, one of our clients just walked up and he had this like Ansel Adams hat on, and he was an art teacher and he redid this church from the ground up. And I was like, that's a compelling story. And not only that, it works on multiple levels because people can walk into the place and see it completely redone. But also, I was able to kind of get some of his old photos and Ken Burns those, and
Yeah.
and
Tim
drone and
Burns. Yeah.
yeah, and have him talking. And then that property, I believe, Cherie, was they came out sight unseen. They came out from Montana, was it, just to see it?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, they did. They saw
yeah.
it on the internet and came out to see it and wrote an offer and boom. Yeah.
So you
Well,
you
like they
brought
saw it on
emotion
your
into
film. Yeah.
you brought emotion into a home, right? You brought like context, right?
Yeah.
Some
Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna make a joke, but go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear
Jokes are
you.
great. I love jokes, especially in this day and age. Do it.
No, you're just tugging at the emotions, right? Yeah, you're kind of like go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is a really good marketing? I was brought in as a director of video marketing. So when I had that label, and I decided that, or we decided that we would switch it up halfway through. But every house has a story. Like
Yeah.
you walk into a place, and the people that are what I loved was seller stories. And I don't think there's a lot of that out there, but they worked really well because there's nobody more qualified besides the agent, Cherie, to tell people what it's like to live in a house, except the person who spent like 15, 20, 30 years of their life
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
100%.
anyway,
Okay.
that's
So
So
he was
then
perfect to bring in on this because I really, although split focus is very abstract in its story,
it's
I
art,
knew
no,
that
but
he
it's
could
you're
bring.
going from like kind of capitalistic kind of storytelling to artistic storytelling. If I'm like, so it's a 180. It's kind of a 180 kind of collaboration in a sense, right?
It's been great. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about, okay, so you basically did this a long time ago, and then when did you pitch Mika on the film?
Oh, I think in December. And I said, come see this show and see what you think about this dance. And I really would like you to do this. And then in February, no, in January, wasn't it? January, we actually rolled it out. End of January, 1st of February, we started filming it. And yeah, I think it came out, what, in July? Is that when we released it? Something like that.
probably, yeah, yeah.
July.
And then so tell me about like, did you guys how did you guys like, do you guys storyboard like the images first? Like how did you kind of come up with the concept? Okay.
I, do you want to field that, or would you like me to say anything, Cherie?
Mika loves a storyboard. And I am very improvisational. And I'm like, let's just do it. And we'll
Yeah.
work that out. So we had a little bit of um, I don't know, education for both of us and how we were going to work on this particular project. Because in the past, when we worked in the on the home videos, it was all Mika. He storyboarded, he figured it all out, he did it all. And I knew he could do that. But my style is a little more loose.
Gotcha. But there's practical elements that need to be talked about, like from a lighting standpoint for this film, I guess, right? You can't
Yeah,
just wing it on set on the day.
right. You're right. There are practical elements, and we do that. I know, a vision of what I want, and I know, well, in split focus, the lighting is very specific,
Yeah.
and the dancer incorporates the lighting and uses it. So there was only so much about where the lighting could be because it had to be in a position that would project the images.
Yeah.
So, once we worked that out, there's not a whole lot there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there was a lot, but you know what
There's
I'm
a
saying.
lot. Yeah. Well, Mika you did the cinematography, right? So you have I'm sure you have a lot to say about on that.
And please, as the interviewer, just jump in because I can ramble. Because I love this stuff. Eat
Yeah.
it for breakfast. So, yeah. So, I'll start here. It's sort of like Captain Picard's ready room, right? So she's the captain, and I'm number
This is a
one.
Star Trek reference people don't know, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes, so the captain of a ship, even a tall ship,
Yeah.
takes his order, engages the crew, the navigator, etc., but it ultimately makes the decision. So my job is to go in there and say, uh, for example, like a general goes in and says, "Take that hill," and
Yeah.
sergeant says, "Okay, general, you know what it's going to take that hill. It's going to take X, Y, Z, that many bombs, that many tanks." That many days. So that was my job on this shoot, is to come in and go and say like, okay, so let me come and location scout that. Let's watch the show, and then let me come in and bring my camera and take some shots and look at angles and lighting, and bring my little Fresnels in and see what they can do. And there were some challenges around lighting because we tried both LED and Fresnels. And and so, I think the most fascinating, backing up just a bit, the most fascinating part about this is she had no idea that I had gravitated toward owl or owl spirit my entire life. So she came knocking on my door, and I'm like, oh, owl to human transformation, twist my arm. So I've done actually bird rescue work and been close to
Okay.
owls. So as far as moving forward, as far as the on shoot, on set lighting, etc. I was taught in film school, so I have a penchant for planning. Um,
Mhm.
and you don't have the luxury uh, in film to be able to mess up and take 60 takes because film was expensive, real
Yeah.
still is real expensive. So I like to plan. I think they had a saying in film school, and that was, when your film is done, then you shoot it. And so that's the angle I come from. I don't know if that quite answered your question, but we did play with several different styles of lights.
Yeah.
What was maybe a 1 day shoot kind of became a 3 day shoot because
Okay.
we were only shooting with one camera. So we had to have talent do it over and over and over and over again. And your talent, you probably know, runs the meter. You got 4
Yeah.
hours with that person before we lose them. And any good eye can see when you start losing talent. They get goofy, they get tired, they get grumpy, and you're like, uh
Sure.
oh, I hit that wall. Here we go.
But they're doing dance, they're doing physical
Oh yeah,
movements, right? So they only have so
yeah.
much energy the human body does, right? So
Yeah, and we're at the end of a day.
yeah.
Everybody's either worked all day or whatever. So when talent comes in, I always told them, I said, the best makeup is a good night's sleep. So just go home, get a good night's sleep, and just be fresh. Because we can't have you coming in and after, like, working a backhoe all day long. So
But then there's a color template change, right? Because it's not black and white per se in the beginning, but it's very black and white-ish and dark colors, and then it gets very bright. So you're kind of moving through the color template as well through the film, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that I'll let Cherie address her philosophy behind color change. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. So I love the striking, just the one light in the beginning, and how striking that was, and how it really washed out everything. And then once we went to the two lights, it became clear that it would be eh, really interesting to have the two lights different colors. So when they
Yeah.
blended together, we got something else. So that's where we went, with the magenta and the green aspect. Um, and then just saturating it. So
Then
it
like
was
post-production?
it was pretty saturated, wasn't it? But did you do more in post-production?
Well, yeah, I did. I put it through its color correction paces, of course. As you'll see, you're seeing me scrub through the film as I'm talking about it because I got it right in
Yeah.
front of me. So,
Like
you know,
about like 3 minutes in, when she's got the light on her, and then all of a sudden you kind of move to you transition to more of a color template, and then the shadows is in color. How did you do that?
so we started. We uh, I had
Like the
I'm
3:30 mark, about the 3:30 mark, right?
I'm
Like,
looking at it there. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It was a discussion between her and I. We just sat down, and I typically haven't been a great person to sit with my client while I edit with them. That in the
okay,
past hasn't worked so well with me, but I've evolved since. And what really matters is that my client is happy, and in this case, Cherie's my client. So I want to be of service. I want to find that service and be of service. And in this case, we sat down and I started playing with different layering techniques, much like Photoshop when you go through multiply and darken
yeah,
and all that stuff. So we went through those and we layered up a couple of things, and it's real good because I can move fast. In real estate, you had to move real fast. So now I move really fast, and so I'm able to move things around real quick. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? And I'm a firm believer that things happen on different realms for different reasons. I did a film called Life and the Lady, and oftentimes things would happen, and I didn't have an explanation for it, but
yeah,
it worked out. So in this case, we tried layering. I said, what about blowing up the image, making one black and white, making one color? So we just had that discussion, and that's what we came up with.
Yeah, for me, it was also sort of at the last of our third day. Mika had this idea, let's put the dancer on the other side of the screen and just get her shadow. So that was the image there that we used, was the shadow that was not part of the dance before. She's
hmm,
behind the screen rather than in front of the screen. And when we switch from the sort of washed out black and white, it's not black and white, but washed out to the
yeah,
color, it was too striking for me, for my eyes. So having the black silhouette there to hide part of the color and have it slowly disappear and let the color be there
yeah,
was more intriguing.
yeah. It's real, but it's really nice. It's like a good. There's a. It could work. Let's just say that it works. It's effective.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
There
an
were
effective transition.
there were also, if I can jump in there were also pieces of the film. Now, having seen it live, and then uh, talking with Cherie about it, I'm like, we have 100% of control of what that audience sees. So when I
Yeah,
saw it, I sat off to the side, and I didn't see at TRT 137 ish. I didn't
yeah,
see the stroking of the head because
The hand
I wasn't
patting
at
up.
the right angle.
Yeah,
So this was an opportunity to get her audiences to see what she wanted them to see, which is like the shadow, the giant shadow stroking the head.
yeah.
Um, and you can only see that unless you're right dead center. So um, that was just one of the things we talked about. It was like we have 100% of control over what people see. They can't see trails unless they're gobbling down some mushrooms and like so they can't see those trails. So I'm like, what about kind of doing some repeating things and trail like things, and and really kind of just engaging that
Yeah.
intuition for both of us.
So your dancer it's KC Highland, right?
yes, yes.
So would you? I'm assuming you worked with her previously.
Yeah, she's one of the company members
Yeah.
in Upswing Aerial Dance Company. And I selected her to learn I originally set it on myself, 2000.
Okay.
Um, and so there's been several different dancers who have performed it, and she is one of them. So we went with her, and she did a beautiful job.
Yeah, she did. And like it's not an easy it's not an easy thing to do, right? Like she has to be very precise. And everybody does that too, right? Like I'm doing it now, right? Like the birds, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And the
yeah.
shadows, like it's like it's a universal thing that I think everybody has done,
And it's a
right?
piece that was made on my body, so there are things I do and it's easy for me, but not so much for other people. So she had to learn how to do something that I was like, just do it like this. And she's like,
Yeah.
how do you get your body that way? So it was wonderful. It was wonderful to see another interpretation of the work and
Yeah,
then to see it on film with even another
of
interpretation.
course. How does it feel though? Like all after all these years having this now it's there forever, right? It's on celluloid as they say, and it's there forever. How does it feel to have something that you've been doing you thought of like over 25 years ago and now it's on film?
I like it. It's also wonderful because just as anything, I think and especially with the music, I'll talk about that in a minute, but when you um, when you revisit something, when you see it again, it takes you
Yeah.
back to a time when you first saw it. Music does the same thing. I think film does the same thing when you see it. And and say you saw something 10 years ago and then you watch a film again, you're
Yeah.
in a different place and time in your life.
100%. Yeah.
You see it differently. You pick up on different nuances in the way. So it was really enjoyable uh, for me to see its new life more than what it was before, a new life. Um, and I love the music. The music is by a very dear friend of mine in Seattle, Ela Lamblin, and he is this phenomenal artist who builds his own instruments and then plays them. So this is what's called a Stamen phone. You can Google it, look him up, Ela Lamblin Stamen phone, and you'll see him stand by something that looks like an 18th century hot air balloon,
Okay.
and that's what he's playing. And is and it just takes me back to times when we were working or in shows together, and I think it's a wonderful um, uh, ephemeral, eclectic kind of music that works really well with the dance.
Were you using that music in the past as well, like for the
Yeah,
shows? Okay.
yeah, it's always been part of it.
It's always been part of it. So this music is has been around for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And was it always going to be like a 5 minute, 5.5 minute film?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so you kind of knew like where you're going with that. So it was like 1 day shoot became a 3 day shoot. And then there is like an interesting you guys both have an interesting collaboration, it seems like. You kind of look at things from a different point of view. Well, that's my perception so far between the two of you, and then you kind of you merge together.
I think we
Well,
did. I think we worked really well together. I'm not
um,
going to speak for
yeah,
you.
no. Honestly, is it Matthew?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew. Honestly, Matthew. Cherie is fabulous to work with. I mean, she's one of those people that is very open to ideas, very and has ideas of her own, but is very collaborative. Great realtor. Great things to have as a realtor is just
Okay.
being collaborative and being able to be malleable and disarming is really important too. Like that's just a skill that good directors uh, acquire, and she has that. So even if, say, for example, not as if this happened, but if I had a bad day, she'd just come in, just bring me a bag of tomatoes and we would just kind of chat about stuff
But
and
why
just
a bag of tomatoes?
because she makes these wonderful she grows these wonderful
She
small
grows
orange
them. Okay. Yeah.
tomatoes. you know
Like, you have a tomato garden?
Yes, I do.
Oh. What, anything else you plant in there?
Oh, do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got squash, tomatoes. I've got potatoes and sweet potatoes and blueberries and
Mhm.
strawberries and apples and it's been acquiring over a few years,
Mhm.
and each year I kind of plant something else in there, and it's become this very interesting thing. I never really thought of myself as a gardener, but I'm really, it's like I go out in the morning with my cup of coffee and I
Yeah.
look around at what's new in my garden.
How do you deal with the weeds? I can't take like it's my biggest like I tried to do this and it's just like the weeds just
Take
can't
over.
handle it.
Yeah. Um, you know, they're kind of a meditation. You're just picking weeds, but when it gets to be too much, I bring help in.
Bring help
Yeah.
in, okay. It's kind of like a
Twice a
metaphor
year.
for life in a lot of ways, right? Like no matter what you do, there's always going to be weeds,
Yeah.
right?
That's good.
But it also
Yeah.
depends. Like I'm trying this new project with which is the Three Sisters, where you grow corn, beans, and squash together, not in
Okay.
rows or anything, but you mix them together. And as the corn grows up, the beans like wind around, and then the squash stays on the ground. And the idea is that the squash keeps out the weeds, and it's
Okay.
actually
Oh,
working
gotcha.
really well.
So
Yeah,
they're helping each other,
they
right?
help each other. Yeah.
And there's all this stuff that's going on underneath the soil that we don't see, right?
Right. Yeah. The beans put nitrogen back into the soil,
Yeah.
whereas the corn and the squash take it away so that it feeds it back around. They're
This should be your next
friends.
dance film.
They support each other like we
Yeah.
all do here.
Exactly. Yeah. You should like instead of doing aerial, you should do underground, under the soil dance
Oh, I
film.
have done a underwater piece once.
Yeah.
So I've done that too. I'm hitting all my elements little by
And
little.
and the trees and the one before this way up in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's because that's the we had a previous podcast, and that's what we talked about.
Oh
That
yeah.
film's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we showed it at our festival in Toronto too, and people like were blown away by it. They were like, "Whoa!" Like
Mm.
what? Because they weren't
Oh, that's so
expecting it,
great to
right?
hear.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
she didn't call me for that one, Matthew.
no, yeah, but yeah, you got to go to the soil now. You got to go down. You got to go down in the weeds, right? So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I've called you in for the next one.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
I'm just playing with you.
of
That's fine.
course. So you guys gonna work together again?
absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
Any
we
Yeah.
like
projects
working
on the
together.
horizon?
I've got two projects. One is in the air and one is on the ground. I'm right now just trying to get that right site. So we're scouting around and looking for it. So once I find that, then I'll say, Mika, we're jumping. Come on. But the thing
Yeah.
is, for me with these dance pieces, I because I choreograph them, I know them inside and out. I know what I want. I know what happens next. I know. So it's like my own storyboard is in my head,
Yeah.
and I know it's important to get it out to someone else I'm working with. And I think I tried the best I could to uh, write down what happens at what point, but I didn't actually storyboard it as far as zoom in here, pull out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I think over time, Mika might uh, rub off on me a little in some
I was
ways,
gonna
and
say get into
maybe
your
I'll rub off on
brain.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's certain like it's like it's a good collaboration in terms of like it's almost like two musicians, one's riffing and one's kind of like prepared, right? One's got a it's two different kinds of like mindsets, right? So, and I think
Oh,
you like as Mika knows on film sets, weird things happen, and so you have to riff. No matter
hmm.
how prepared you are, sometimes you just gotta go with what's happening, right? That said, you should prepare like because
Yeah,
then if you don't know where you're going, then you're gonna get lost, right? So,
yeah, yeah. It's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, it's like firefighting, though. That's why I like it. This one I'm going to set. It's like firefighting. You're constantly on your toes. You're constantly thinking.
yeah,
You're constantly how can we do X, Y, and Z? I'm sure that your viewers can sympathize with that.
But that said, you better know what you're doing, right?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the person that like I, I guess for lack of a better term, the logistics person. So
Yeah.
like I've done it enough times to know what some of the problems may and lots of different environments. My film Life and the Lady was all shot underwater, well 50% underwater, and that there's all kinds of things you run into with that.
Sure. Of
Um,
course.
so uh, so yeah, yeah, no, but Cherie's great to work with, and I think that's what you need is personalities that kind of that gel well together and not are based in ego.
Okay. So one last question before I leave you guys. Mika, you have the Golden Gate Bridge behind you, right?
It's a
Have you
beautiful
ever
spot,
walked
actually.
from, what's that?
It's a beautiful spot. This one, I've been to this spot many times.
Have you ever walked from one end to the Golden Gate Bridge to the other end?
Atrocious. I haven't done that. I've been to this spot right here, wherever this
Yeah.
that spot. And and I've been to the other side. I've been to the other side, and I haven't actually walked the span. It's crazy. It's stupid. I don't. I suck.
Sherry, have you?
Me? I've
Yeah.
walked out to the middle or somewhere in there,
Can you walk back?
pondered life and looked how beautiful it was, watched the sunset, because it does set over that way. But I didn't walk all the way across and all the way back. That
Yeah.
tends to be kind of a touristy thing. I haven't
Mm,
done that.
yeah.
Maybe I
Hey,
will.
listen, I'm from Niagara Falls, but I still have to go on the Maid of the Mist, right? So
Yeah. You
Oh
went
yeah,
there, didn't
no,
you?
I did that twice when I was there. My film went
there
to
you
Toronto.
go, right?
I went to
Everybody from
Toronto.
Niagara Falls goes on the Maid of the Mist. You have to.
I also walked at the edge of the CN Tower when I was there. That was a lot of
So,
fun. But Niagara Falls, I went on twice. I'm like, I got to do this again.
yeah. And you get wet. Yeah. But yeah, so basically, yeah. I do. I'm just curious because I love to do that. I love to go from one end to the other, from
Mhm.
To Oakland, right? Oakland's on the other side, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So can I ask you,
Yeah.
um, to talk a little bit? I know your people know all about it, but I think for people like our friends who may be watching this podcast, just tell us a little bit about the festival and what you're seeing for this year.
Oh, we just well, so we do the like in terms of the experimental dance, we like kind of do the podcast and we do the audience feedback video that you've done before in the previous. And yeah, we do in-person festivals in Toronto and other cities. So we kind of give like a wide array of perspective on the viewers. And so in different kind of go ahead.
I loved it the last time you did it. When do you think Split Focus might be seen?
In Toronto again, maybe next year. We
Or
have one actually. We have one on Thursday. We're doing a dance festival on Thursday. Basically, but we do one every like few months. I'll probably do one in the new year for sure.
uh-huh.
No
And
call on
that's
you.
when it might be seen?
Yeah, but we're still doing
Fantastic.
the audience feedback video for you, and yeah, it's the private festival, and yeah, and the virtual as well. So
So
yeah,
you'll just let us know.
of course, yeah.
Absolutely. That'd
You
be
should
so
come
great.
down. You should come down and come to Toronto
Oh,
and check it out. You been to Toronto?
never. That'd be
Toronto's
fun.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I love Toronto.
yeah.
I was like the first festival that accepts my film. I'm gonna go to it, and Toronto was it. And I'm super glad I did because that was just a year and a half before COVID.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So 2018?
Yeah, yeah, that was
Gotcha.
it. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So then there's obviously Niagara Falls. That's where I'm from originally. I grew up there, born and raised, and then that's like an hour and a half away. And then you obviously have to check that out. And then Toronto's pretty, you know, it's known for its stuff,
And
including Wild
what most
Sound.
people don't know is the Canadian side is bigger, it's much bigger. And the
Oh,
American,
it's more aesthetically pleasing, I guess, right? So yeah.
well,
So
they have that little kind of American alcove, and then you've got this like big
yeah, it's
Canadian
huge. Yeah.
side.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a billion-dollar tourist industry, right? So yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. It used to be just seasonal, but now it's all through the year, right? So now they've kind of evolved. So,
Hmm.
Mhm.
but we need the Americans to come in and help the economy.
When I went to Canada, I was like, now, Canadians are what Americans should be. Like I was just so the people were so nice. It just seemed very Like, and no offense to anybody. I'm just like, I was just like, I wish it was more like this back home, at least people to people.
Gotcha. Well, it's a smaller country, right? So there's like you have 300 million, we have 30 million, right? So
Mm.
it's
Uh,
hard, like there's less moving parts, I guess. But that said, you Americans are in interesting times now, to
Yeah.
say the least, right? So,
You don't have an influx that ratio could change, I would imagine, in the next few years
well,
of
it depends if, yeah, yeah, who knows, right? So, but
30
yeah,
million.
I went to school in the United States. I have nothing but good to say about it. But basically, it's in interesting times. We'll see. I have very positive outlook. Everything yings and yangs to the other side, right? So
that's the
it'll
way to
ying back to
be.
the other side. Sorry.
That's the way to be.
Yeah.
Have
All
to
right,
stay.
guys. Well, let's talk again, and I wish you the best of luck with this film and on the festival circuit. And I'm sure we'll talk again when you make your next film.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate it.
Thank you.